What if none of us have an identity, like a physical, mental, emotional signature identity? Just for a minute, where we take a breath and we just are. We have no history, we have no future, we have no projections, we have no past. And I'm not talking about just being present right now and all that fun stuff, because it's a beautiful place to start, but we all have to honor it's another head game. So, right now, we're becoming you, your presence out of space and time, because space and time, any way you look at it, it's all in your head. Tick tock, tick tock, tick tock, and out of your body being your best buddy. It's following directions of what it's supposed to do out of all of your observations of what dear brother humanity does when they're 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, and where the telomere on the end of the youth fatality chromosome starts chipping away, chipping away. And my question has always been, well, why does it chip away? And the answer is pretty simple: judgment, emotion, identification, and then wanting to mimic, fit in. So you get trapped in the tunnel vision of wanting to be like everyone else. So when you're 50, your body's going to do this. When you're 60, your body's going to do that. When you're 70, blah, blah, blah. And it comes up again to being the fear of being different. And then the fear of standing out, which also comes from your incarnational realms. Some hurry up, body age, I want out of here. So it goes the opposite extreme as well. And where we get moving, we get going, we get amplifying and accelerating within and through ourselves, where we just step back, we take a breath, decompress, open up, and bringing it right back to ourself, where we're at, not just physically, but more importantly, in our life stream of what we see, what we feel, what we experience. And if we're feeling anything less than light, anything less than emanating, anything less than the simplistic isness or neutrality within and through yourself. Because there's neutrality, that's where we unpolarize the thoughts and the ego. Then there's the isness, which is the presence that comes through you because you're no longer being pulled on, projected, or buying into any other funky, odd directions or anywhere, anyhow, any shape, any form of being pulled on. So, right now, let's just take a breath. Let's just welcome in that isness. What's that like right now for you? I use examples like being at peace in the middle of a battlefield because you're not the battle, you're not a part of the battle. Therefore, you're not crunching up and tightening up because when you start tightening up, I mean, it's a bummer, but that instantaneous response welcomes it into your life stream. It's like you pulling in, which lets you allow and welcome it. Now, it's interesting, because we're not walking around the world oblivious. We're not walking around our live stream oblivious. We're wide awake, fully alert, wide open, and aware. We're also so aware that we're aware that the battle's not about you. You're aware that, fear, anxiety, overwhelming burden, frustration, and all that fun stuff, they're all fight and flight responses. But what happens when we don't have a antagonist nor a protagonist? Just right here, right now. Where we can literally take our body out the front door, walk down the street, walk to the shopping mall, walk around the shopping mall, and just really be right here, right now observing everything going on outside of you that has nothing to do with you. Doesn't have a hold. It doesn't have a place. It's kind of cool because it's fun to play with, especially when you're breaking down the thought forms, perceptual belief systems. It's kind of ironic, the egoic arrogance that everything's about me. But right now I'll call it in between realms, which means that we're not identified, but we're also not in offense defense. We're not in hands on. We just are. Now let's see for ourselves. Can we be here when we leave the home, for those who work outside the home, or it doesn't really matter if you live outside the home, you work outside the home or in the home over the computer. Once you hit the on button and you go into your emails, you're welcoming in the world anyways. Now, where we can just be here, take a breath, decompress, a deep sigh, just letting yourself expand further out. And right now, just take another breath. Okay, there's emails coming in, there may be criticisms, there may be issues, there may be blah, 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 projections, antagonists. But right now, where we can all just take another breath. Still not about me. We're not attracting it. We're not pushing it. Now it's just a matter of what are we willing to give power to? You always know if you're giving your power away, if something you see, something you hear has the ability to pull you into that realm of reality where the dear ones are at. And in reality, real reality, from your higher levels, your creator levels, your manifest levels, you're right here on the outside of it as a voice of clarity, as a being of light beingness, as part of the solution, not to get sucked down through the barrel.